give that up. It's
All
amazing.
right, guys, we're gonna get started. Thank you for everyone for being here. This project is the next step of beautifying our community center recreation area. We're really excited to reinvigorate the Jason Comoletti Basketball Court and really dig up the skate park and get something nice out there for us in our community. My name's Katie. I'm the recreation director. In the far back, you'll see Keith McCready. He's our assistant director, if anyone doesn't know. And over in this general area over here, we have our rec committee. If you see these guys out in the community and you need something from rec or you want a new initiative, push forward, talk to them. They're great advocates for recreation in our town. Yeah, or just simply call us and we'll get it done.
These 4 people right here in front of me?
4 and Karen over here, 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, tonight we have Mike from CHA here. CHA is in charge of designing the basketball court, and Matt from Grindline in charge of the skate park. So collaboratively, they're working together to design a recreation hub as well. So once we have the skate park and the basketball court installed and ready, the design for the community hub will be there, and we'll be looking for funding for that at town meeting, so through CPA funds. So without further ado, we're gonna go leave it to Mike first, and then Matt will be next.
Okay, thanks, Katie. Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's great to be here, and we're just really excited to design this basketball court. I was going to say new basketball court, but refurbished basketball court, and just really excited and honored to be designing it. So just a quick agenda. We'll go over the project team pretty quickly, our CHA experience, but I won't spend a lot of time on that. Then we'll get into the project, the background, the schedule. You guys are probably all curious to know what the schedule looks like, and then go over existing conditions and some concept plans, and then a little bit about the court construction, if you're not familiar with post-tension concrete courts. And we're all here, and then after I get done, we'll have some questions and answers on the basketball court, and then Matt will give a presentation on the skate park. And we're here to listen to you. We want to hear from you. So it's not all about us talking. It's we want to get your input and see what you want to see for these projects. So that's me. I'm Mike Moonen. I'm a registered landscape architect and project manager. I got about 27 years of experience in the industry. I've spent about probably over the last 20 years, maybe 25 years, focusing on recreation, parks, sports design. And then we have a whole team of professionals supporting the team, civil engineers, permitting. We have a land surveyor, and then structural engineer even on the project. So CHA, we're a full-service architectural engineering design firm. We're probably over 1,800 people now, but it's all up and down the East Coast. We just expanded a little bit west into Texas. But what we do in the sports group, we're about a 30-person dedicated sports group, and we operate almost as our own business within the firm. And we have sports planners, architects, landscape architects, and engineers on the team. And we're, for this project, it's a New England-based design team. We're out of Providence, Boston, Norwell. We have a little bit of support from Albany if needed. So we have a local regional team. And then we're just several people on the team are basketball court experts. I even just recently wrote an article on pickleball in it for a national magazine, so that was pretty exciting.
What's that?
But we're not here for pickleball, even though it's a hot topic right now. But so this is the design process. We're actually facilities analysis and survey. That part has pretty much been complete. We'll probably go back and look at the facilities a little bit more as we get into the design. Where we are right now is in programming and getting into design, the 2 and 3. We have a pretty good, well-defined program, which I'll get into in a little bit, that was established by the town for the project. But then we're definitely looking for input on that, confirmation on it tonight, so we can push designs forward. And then as we get a design, and after the second public meeting, we'll get into the final design, bid documents, and then we'll oversee the construction. And then we help just make sure that the town has all the project closeout and can have occupancy. So here's the schedule. The consultant selection process was done over the summer. They retained us probably late August or so. I can't remember the exact dates. But we had a project kickoff meeting in September. Then we came down, we did a site analysis and checked out the existing courts, the layouts, the electrical, the connections, the potential connection to the skate park facility. So then we're having the first public meeting tonight. And then after we get input, we will go back and refine the designs and probably come together with one plan. Right now we have 2 different options, and then add a little more detail and so forth, and then come back and present that to you in a second public meeting. And then after that, after we get buy-in approval on that plan, we would get going into the final design and bidding process, which we're looking to do in actually January and February. And we want to construction kickoff as soon as the weather allows in the spring, hopefully March. Some years aren't as great as others, but like last year was terrible for starting in March with all the rain. But then construction should take place between March and June, and closing out the project in June of '26.
That's terrific.
So the existing site, I think all of you are familiar with the site, where the basketball court is. We're right here, let me see if I get this right, we're right here in the community center. The court is to the back, just beyond the parking lot. Go through this pretty quickly. Oh, did I? Oh, no, okay. So we have some just existing conditions. As you all know, the court's pretty tired. It's been cracking, and the town's been trying to repair it over the last few years, but it's time. It's ready for reconstruction.
Excuse me, do you know how old it is?
That's why we're here.
Do you know how old the court?
I think I did at the beginning of the project. It's.
I think we repurposed it in 2018.
20.
But it was like installed in 2013 as a tennis court.
Yeah.
13 or 14.
It's old.
Yeah, it was originally installed. And that's a good lead into when I get into post-tension concrete. So just some existing conditions, the site, the court is there, but it's not incredibly accessible. There's no spectator viewing areas. And the site around it is dated also. This is the electrical box, which will be getting replaced as part of this project. And just, it's just tired. So this is the existing condition photos, our project area. For our effort is basically this area right here. And then Matt's, the area for the skate park is back in this area. Then there'll be a combined gathering space between the court and the skate park, and then also for use at the new playground, for the new playground. So this is the program. It would be post-tension concrete basketball courts with one full court and then 2 half courts going across it, 6 hoops in total. The court equipment, basketball goals, and so forth. We'd include the surfacing and paving. We're going to work on commemorative artwork in memory of Jason. So that's something we'll work collaboratively on to work that into the court. And then, of course, fencing and gates, ADA accessible pathways, including for the spectator seating areas. And we have player areas and spectator seating areas, sports lighting on the courts, and then other site amenities, trash receptacles, bike racks, and a water fountain at the site. So we came up, using the existing area, we came up with two different concepts. This first concept rotates the court slightly and aligns it with the fencing on the t-ball field, creating a small spectator seating area between the t-ball field and the basketball courts. And this area could be used for spectator seating for both the t-ball field and the basketball court. And then you'd have the sports lighting on the court and this area for just gathering space and seating and other amenities. And then the other one turns the court slightly to the left from where it is now and aligns it with the parking lot, aligns it with the playground, that also creates a spectator seating area between the t-ball field and the basketball courts, and then the gathering area over here to the left. And one other thing that was requested was that there'd be a maintenance access through here to get to the skate park also. So just some examples of some courts that we've worked on. See what some brand new courts look like, Town of Hingham, and then Rensselaer Polytech with some sports courts on them also. So then we'd also work on the surfacing, the acrylic surfacing, a pretty high-tech advanced, like 3-layer surfacing. These are the colors that are generally available. Some manufacturers have other ones, so it varies. And there are quite a few custom colors you can do also. We're going to look at lighting. This is the Musco LED lighting system. And then this is an LSI lighting system. So we'll take a look at both those systems. Post-tension concrete court. I think courts traditionally over the years have been built with asphalt, as you know. But as you can see from your own court, the longevity on those is terrible. You know, they've been getting about a 10-year lifespan if you're lucky on those. So the post-tension concrete court has about a 50-year lifespan, but most installers, manufacturers give a 20-year warranty on the court. So all you need to do over the years is resurface it. You still need to resurface it about as often as you resurface an asphalt court. But it basically sits on a gravel base. Then there's a water separation barrier, and then you pour you put in the post-tension bands, and then you pour a concrete slab. It's 4 inches thick, and there are no joints, there are no expansion joints, contraction joints. It's one big slab, and they tighten these posts, hence the post-tension concrete courts, and it holds all the concrete together. So it's a really, really great system. We've been doing several of them over the last few years. So I think that's it for the courts.
Can you touch
did I
on
miss-
the California corners?
Oh,
and
yeah.
how to install the fencing
Yep.
with the surface expanding a little bit so it's clean cut for the.
Yeah. Yep, so what we did is we proposed California corners where they're just the cut corners. And It allows for a little more room around the courts, and then also helps with circulation around the court. And then also the ball doesn't go down in there and get like stuck in the corner. It just kind of rolls out. It's really popular on tennis courts, but we've been using it on basketball courts also.
When you install the fencing and then you, the surfacing.
Oh, yeah, you want me to go over that too?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
I'd love to.
so basically with the post-tension concrete, I don't have a detail of it, but the post-tension concrete goes beyond the fencing. So you don't get all those weeds, you don't put in the concrete, then the fence. So you don't get all those weeds growing up. And what it actually does is, let me go to maybe if I go to you can see a little bit here. See the fence here? The fence actually sits in a concrete curb. So you pour the post-tension concrete cord, then you put the fencing in, and then you pour a curb around the concrete cord. And that way, when you're mowing the lawn that's next to it, you can just run the wheel along that concrete curb and cut the grass. No weed whacking needed. No weeds growing in the fence.
Is this the same system that was just put in the tennis court at Keith Field, or was that just resurfaced?
That was just resurfaced.
What kind of fencing? What kind of fencing do you?
We're looking at black vinyl chain link, 10-foot high, with several. I think we have 3 gates proposed right now, but we can work on
88 gates.
Yeah. Yep.
Can someone feel the difference in the surface from, like, if they step onto the ball from the asphalt? Is it
No,
really
you
noticeable?
really can't tell.
Are you taking questions now?
Yep.
I don't,
Go ahead, Jim.
Yep.
I have 5 quick questions.
I should go
Well, I'll do 2 at a time and then wait. They're quick.
Yeah.
You said 10 feet on the fence.
Yeah.
Why so high?
That's what the town requested.
Really?
Yeah. Quite often we do 6 foot on basketball courts, maybe 8 feet.
Yeah.
But the town requested 10 feet.
I think
Is
that could be
from, like, a
something we could
security
discuss
level?
tonight too, yeah.
Okay.
I don't have,
Yeah.
it's not, it was just like a standard proposal that I saw in the mix, so I wasn't aware that the typical
Okay.
foot is
Yeah.
6'8".
And we
Well,
were just talking, was it
Sometimes
high
what
enough?
we do, on all the Worcester courts, we would do this. I don't know if I have a picture of it. Is that we would do, let me see, I think it was on one of the courts. In the beginning, maybe not. No, that's Milford. No, I don't have the picture. Oh, yeah, it's right back here. You do 6 foot around the court, and then you do 10 feet behind the net, because that's where the ball tends to go out.
That's if you're not shooting well.
That's right. And some communities, if they don't want to close in the court, they just don't do the sides. We just do the fencing along the back. I think that's what we did in Hingham. You can see it on, where is it? That one. So the sides, we actually didn't even do fencing along the back because there's a little hill going up here and there's a rail and trees. But where this picture's being, standing behind the person who took this picture is a fence. And then there's a fence on the side here because this is a hill going down to the tennis courts. So that fence is there just to keep the ball from going down the hill.
While you have this
That-
slide up.
That's a 6
I'm
foot
sorry.
fence right there. Yep.
While you have this slide up, one of
Yep.
the questions is just curiosity. On the WPI court on the right,
Yep.
what are those longer red strips in the middle coming back and forth?
Center court?
I think that's just the area between the 2 courts.
Well, you know, I'm talking
That's-
correct, but
Oh,
what's with the thin red stuff?
oh, that's the pickleball kitchens.
No, that's not what I'm
It
looking
looks
for.
like a volleyball court.
This is a volleyball court here.
Yeah, and that's just something different.
What?
And the pickleball courts sit this way.
Well, I know that, but I'm trying to figure out what sport is being played right in the middle of the court. That-
Oh, that's no sport. No, that's just the open area between the two courts.
With no fencing, it's just to
Yeah,
let
no.
people know, stay back.
Yeah.
Or you're getting
Stay in your
close.
own court.
Okay.
And on a court like this too, you can have portable back fencing
Oh,
that can go out and be put on the back of the pickleball courts. And a lot of, especially colleges do that because they can.
could you
It's just-
tell us the difference in size of what we have now and what we're proposing, especially the size from the edge of the court to the fence?
So, let's see what you have now. It's pretty tight. I didn't really measure it, but it seems like it's about 4 feet or so, 3 or 4 feet.
Okay.
But we're proposing 8 feet around the court. So
Hey,
this is 8 feet around
Okay, excellent.
the whole court.
shall I keep going, or?
Oh, yeah, yeah, unless anybody else.
Okay, you've got 4 practice baskets.
Yeah.
Are they adjustable for adjustable heights?
We haven't gotten there yet. They could be adjustable.
Okay.
True Bounce makes a really nice adjustable.
I would suggest that because very often the practice baskets are used by the younger kids.
Yeah,
And also within the practice baskets, I'm asking about, will there be, you know, lane or the paint, as we call it, lines just for the practice courts?
yeah, we're not showing it here, but that's part of the discussion. If you
Okay.
want like separate lines, like this one, the RPI one was done for pickleball and for volleyball.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the
Yours
size.
would have the court lines going across here, but probably the keys probably wouldn't be colored in and so forth. It would
Well,
just-
not
just
colored
do the
in, but
lines.
just lines.
Yeah,
Correct.
because it would confuse the main court.
Okay, the seating,
Yep,
you mentioned first, when it was option A, that it would be viewing for both directions. Is option, or concept one that was, is concept 2 also viewing in both directions?
well, concept 2 is more that this area would be for the basketball courts, and then a spectator seating could be put in here for the T-ball
Excellent.
in that area.
I like that better.
What about the choices of those spectator seating? We talking bleachers?
We were thinking of just a 3 or 4 row bleacher that could be either portable or they could be bolted down. We can discuss that.
With benches?
Town. Hmm?
Benches,
Benches?
right? No, benches on the bleachers.
Oh, yeah, with benches, yep.
Okay, you have answered all my questions.
Oh, good, good. The one thing we're not showing here is we have player benches here too. We have player benches in the court.
So very happy to see that there's a water refill station. Yep. The recycling committee, and we wanted to make sure that was part of the plan. 1, 2, do you guys have a thought on that point?
I think we were probably doing 1 at this time,
Okay, at the entrance.
but
there?
probably centrally located between the skate park and like probably part of the,
Like behind the court, or
For
what
the
was
gathering
that?
space.
how many watering.
Oh, okay. And then the lights, so which one is the more energy efficient? Is it the LED that's the better?
They're both pretty energy efficient. The thing is with the Musco lighting is you only need 2 poles,
Oh,
and they're very downward. They're very dark skies. They go basically straight down. The LSI ones are tilted a little, and you need more poles. But they're both LED and very energy efficient. The LSI ones do tilt a little bit, so you do get some glare from them.
And they're on all night?
No, they could be on a timer.
We're currently on till 10.
Yeah, and they can also be controlled by like an iPhone or an iPad or a smartphone, which is really cool. So they don't have the switches on the box anymore where the coach had to have a key or there was a switch that somebody could hit. Or,
And then the final question is, I saw you pointed out the pickleball lines for that. Will that be the case for these, or is it strictly basketball?
no, this was strictly basketball.
Okay.
Yeah, that's trending more too, is to have dedicated courts just because of the conflicting programming between pickleball, basketball, tennis on the municipal level. Like colleges are putting in the multi-use courts because they can they can program it a little bit more for recreation or elementary, middle schools or elementary schools are doing them because they like to use them for gym and everything and have the flexibility of sports.
Thank you.
So, you're welcome.
I'd like to put a vote in for concept 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like
I like the way it lines up.
Yeah. Aesthetically more pleasing.
Yeah,
There you go.
it is, yeah.
Aesthetically.
Plus it has a little more green space.
Yeah.
And I know, we've been, talking to Katie that at some point, because we're the senior center for the Council on Aging, and we at some point would like to extend this to the building, but, a few years, but it's a long process. But, even to put in maybe bocce court.
We'll get there. That's not tonight's discussion.
But
That's another program.
But that view has more green space. It's, yeah, it is nice.
It lines up properly.
Yeah.
Because there's
Yeah,
just a little
it
more
really- yeah.
green next to the T-ball court too for people to hang out there for T-ball games.
Which is really where you need it, because everybody's little at TV
Everybody kind of hangs out there.
and running.
So I guess my question has to do with the rationale between the concept 1 and concept 2 and the pros and cons between them, from your perspective.
I think, one of the pros, as they just mentioned, this has some more green space around it.
Yeah.
And green space between the T-ball field and the basketball court. And another place for people to hang out, spectators for both sports. The con of this is that, and I'm not sure we need it because there's a lot of space there, is the gathering space area is a little bit smaller. There's just more limited space for the gathering area. But other than that, you'll get the same features in the court. The access to the court would be, similar. Go to the other one. So see with this one, it has, if it is a pro, it has this spectator seating area that could be jointly used. And then it has a little bit more space for the gathering area.
So which one, concept A, if either, does one of them take land and space away from, more space away from the skate park
No.
area? They
No.
both leave that?
I don't think so. No, they don't. The skate park area is more up over here.
Okay.
So you can kind of see how it stays within that limit
Okay.
of our area.
The green space is gonna be made of grass?
It's, proposed to
So
be
you're gonna
grass.
have a sprinkler system to keep the green space green?
No,
No.
we don't have a sprinkler system currently.
So you're gonna have green grass that dies within a month of being installed, and then you got brown space.
No, I think the DPW
Town.
would take pretty good care of it to the seed growth.
What's the gathering space surface?
Hmm?
What's the gathering space?
That has to be, that's yet to be designed. We're actually collaborating with Matt on that with the skate park designer. They technically own it, designing it, but we're gonna work with them to make sure everything's coordinated. So we're just showing the available space for it.
Yeah, we'll show just a couple
He's got
ideas
some.
we had in part 2 of
Does that show how close the court and the skate park are?
Yeah, he has the court on.
Yeah,
his.
and actually we did two preliminary concepts for the skate park, and we used one of each of the basketball court configurations to do that, but the skate parks are also interchangeable with whatever basketball configuration is preferred, so.
And, I mean, that's a good transition to go to your presentation, maybe. I mean, we're still both going to stick around so we can do questions and answers after Matt presents, and then also we'll have the boards up. We can do a charrette style thing where I brought some Post-its and pens and things, and you can scribble on here to show what you like, and or write things on the Post-its and tag them on. I also have dots, and you can use the dots to vote. Everybody here should vote. Only one vote per person. So that's a way we can tell that, like, whichever one has the more dots is obviously the more popular.
Well, yeah, part two of tonight's meeting is going to be focused on the skate park and also the gathering space. My name is Matt Fligge. I'm CEO at Dry My Skate Parks. Been doing this for 22 years. We're somewhere between 300 and 400 skate parks on our resume now. It's hard to keep track. What's that? Yeah, we designed, Marshfield's probably the closest one. We just actually did a phase 2 out there this last year. We're about to start construction in Middleborough next week. But this is actually my second trip out here to Bourne. The first trip, we just talked about who we were, our design philosophy, and got input from the community on what we might incorporate into this design. We did online surveys as well. So incorporated feedback from all of that, and basically came up with 2 proposed concepts. And we'll dive right into those here in a second. Previous steps, last trip we did a kickoff meeting with the city to identify goals and site constraints and all that sort of thing, budgets. Did a site visit to see kind of the, opportunities out there and the constraints as well. We did our public meeting number 1, like I said, and then created 2 preliminary concepts. So with that, I'll get right into them. This is concept number 1. So there's kind of the gathering space. Really what we're trying to do is be budget conscious in this area, and also keep it a gathering space, but an area that can also be kind of passive. I've got some stills after this video and we'll talk more about it. But here's the skate park here. What we kind of got feedback-wise was, seemed like skateboarders, a lot more street skating oriented use, so that's like handrails and ledges and stairs and things like that. Not a lot of requests for like an enclosed bowl, but there also is a lot of BMXers here. And so we wanted to incorporate transitional features. So when I say transitional features, that's like anything that has a radius wall. So picture like a swimming pool, or if you guys know what like a half pipe ramp is, something like that. And so we try to incorporate that in with the street features and create a lot of different lines to be able to transfer from one feature to the next. Incorporating the canal and sort of paying homage to the bridges here in this location. Talk a little bit more about that. Once we get into the stills, I can't keep up with this video. So.
Skateboard now.
So is it, like you call it a skate park, and we've always been trying to call it an all-wheel
All wheels,
park?
yeah, I'm sorry, yeah.
Is it?
Basically all parks, whether they're skate parks or all wheels, everything we do design these days is all wheels.
Okay.
Incorporated. So yeah,
What does that mean?
so that means skateboards, BMX bikes, scooters, inline and quad skates, and wheelchair use also.
Really?
Yeah, if you want to see some crazy stuff, jump on Google and punch in extreme wheelchair. It's the real deal. Does this have a pointer on it, Mike?
Yeah, the red.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, we kind of got this centerpiece feature here, just, you know, they're incorporating a little bit of a bowl type feature, like a swimming pool type deal. We got your brick stamped banks here, so these would be concrete, but they would be concrete with integral color brick stamping, and we typically do like a spec, like a darker gray antique release, so it doesn't look cheesy. It actually looks legit and classy. Got your long flat rail here, long ledge here. I mean, these look like very basic features, and they are, but they'll get used more than any other feature in the skate park. Then we've got a series of different heights of quarter pipes here. That was a request to have like some extensions and different heights, and that kind of incorporates what we call the ladder of progression when we design, and that's giving people features that they can, you know, learn on, and then hone their skills as they become more intermediate, and even have fun on years to come when they're more advanced skaters or all-wheel racers. This here is what we call a pump bump. It's just basically you can use it to gain speed or kind of redirect where you're going. Again, the incorporation of the canal here, our thoughts were kind of, that was a big request, and how we could maybe celebrate local identity was to incorporate the canal and the bridges, and a canal gap was a big request at the last meeting. And actually, we're trying to make this functional, like in a storm event, where the water would actually run through here and out the park, and we have some sort of treatment adjacent to the park. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We've actually done that before.
Do you have a medical team nearby?
Yeah, you know,
Katie has a first aid.
How deep is the bowl and how high are the sides?
I'll get into that here in just a second, but this is just showing you guys different angles here.
What's the dimensions of that?
What's that?
What's the dimensions?
I'll pull up the model itself once we get through all the renderings.
Matt, what
More eagles.
happens, like, at the head of the canal, where that little, it looks like a cubby?
Oh, it's like a little
What's
dog,
in
we
there?
call that like a doorway or doghouse. It's just kind of like a false doorway, so, you know, we were playing with maybe even starting it in the sort of bowl feature and running it through, but that becomes kind of this like impeding opening inside the bowl. But where you see it here, right up here, it becomes like a feature to carve or grind over,
Okay.
or ollie over.
Can kids fit in there?
I mean, they wouldn't be, can they like fit in there enough to hide? No.
Yeah, okay.
And again, a little bit more on just the gathering area. So what we're kind of really trying to do is to provide an area where people can collectively hang out, but can also observe all the different uses that are happening with these park improvements. So the new basketball court, the new playground, you know, whatever is going to kind of happen with this former ball field area. So we were trying to keep it simple, you know, just backless benches so they can be sat on either way. You can turn in and actually communicate with people in the area, or turn outwards and watch the other park uses going on. And probably some, you know, picnic tables and stuff, but really just also keeping it, you know, open to be able to pass through freely and not crowded. And also, you know, if you've got these larger open areas, you can program it with basically anything you want, like a, you know, Saturday market or an event, or, you know, put a temporary stage there and have a band play or whatever.
Any shady areas in?
We haven't really got that far yet. I think the thought was that at least as far, and sorry, this next gathering area concept does have a shade structure. It's just, you know, the cost impact is kind of something to consider. But I think it'd be nice to see some landscaping or eventually around the skate park, but I think for this phase, we're just focusing on like restoration, and the landscaping would come at a different point in time.
First moms that said they
Things that have all the kids with the skateboard.
Whoops, I'm going the wrong way. So here's the heights here. So if we're using 0 as basically existing grade here, so that's you know, where the site's currently at, this kind of little bowl feature goes down 2 feet and up 3, so that makes it 5 feet deep. So not super deep, and you can still visually see in there. You know, 14 inches we find is like the perfect height for the flat rail, and the long ledge, we've tried all sorts of different dimensions, but that's the golden ticket right there. And then just, you know, different height quarter pipes. This should be 4 feet, not 4 inches. I don't know how that got there, but and then 3 foot on either side. This is like a bank pyramid, 3 feet tall at the top, but you don't necessarily skate all the way up it. You do tricks over this little peak here. And then you've got, you know, this, basically the thought was like the canal would be start at 6 inches below existing and continue to flow out, like I mentioned earlier. And I kind of talked about the features, but over here you got a corner quarter pipe, you got the pump bump, these kind of sharp turns here on transitional features are what we call hips. And so that's something you go up like one side and kind of air over the hip and come down the other side. Brick stamp banks we talked about, this kind of manual pad ledge, flat rail, flat ledge, more quarters over here, more hips over here, another pump bump, and then your pyramid hip here. And the thought with this project is it's likely going to need to be phased, so this is just one kind of potential option of phasing, you know, delineating phase 1 and phase 2. And this is due to the funding currently available. I thought I heard a Y whisper, so that's why. Okay, concept number. Both these concepts will mostly just sheet drain off the edge into the adjacent turf. Concept 1 does have that depressed bowl, so there'll need to be something, some sort of underground piping. I think right now the drainage system for this building is a leaching field out in that area. So I do believe that the soils out there are relatively free draining, but obviously got to be mindful of the water table as well, how far we go down into the ground. So this concept, we did keep the sort of the canal pieces as the same in concept 1, but this is just you know, eliminating the bowl centerpiece feature, kind of keeping in mind of like the same types of features because they're based on the feedback that we got in community meeting number 1, but just a kind of a different configuration, a little less of anything feeling enclosed on this concept, a little bit more open.
Matt, is this in 2 pieces also?
Yep. And actually the 2 are interchangeable with each other. I mean, phase 1 and phase 2, you could swap one from one concept and one from the other, yeah. Yeah, so you kind of get like a secondary bonus pyramid hip here. These are very popular features and kind of a classic in skate park design and construction. You got this kind of bank to ledge over here, so that's where you have a bank and then you have a vertical feature up to it, making it a unique obstacle. You got this kind of curve, what we call slappy curves. So in skateboarding, you call them slappy curves, and every other world you call them fire curbs. And we don't know what it is about that red paint, but like for some reason the red paint grinds way better than any other color. It's like this mystery of the universe. But yeah, slappy curves a big hit. Different angles here. Go ahead. Oh.
There was the upper right-hand corner, that raised piece, I couldn't see what it was from there.
Up here?
Yep, just like a,
Yeah, this is just what we call an extension. So that's where you have like a transitional feature like that quarter pipe and there's a taller piece within it.
So no half pipe design, nowhere to fly out, so we're screwed, or people
Okay.
Well, I had a question kind of on the half pipe, because
Uh-huh.
that's like one of my favorite features, and so, like, I noticed, could you go, I don't know, if you go back one picture, like 5 o'clock, the last one where we can see it from the top. Like, it looks like there's, might be opportunities, like, let's say like 5 o'clock on the right side, like, so you've got the bottom.
Right.
Yeah, you've got all those, and then, so all the way to the left of that one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like, right to the, left a little, yeah, right there.
Yeah.
And then like on the other side, you have the hip there. Like,
Yeah.
is it possible to kind of like create like a half pipe within there somehow?
I don't know if that would be the spot, because this is like the entry.
Just as an example.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
like
think-
to somehow
but-
kind of put 2 of those
Yeah.
opposite kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, that's what I was thinking, like, good call. Yeah, something probably it would fit better up here,
Yeah,
but
yeah, like kind of on that top corner.
Yeah, definitely, just,
Man, half pipes are so fun.
What type of surface are we talking?
smooth, hand-troweled concrete finish. Concrete, yeah.
Really smooth.
But I don't know much about concrete. Here we're having post-tension concrete,
Mhm.
which has a,
Haven't introduced it to skate parks yet. Post-tensioning actually fascinates me. I was really excited to hear Mike's presentation. I don't get to hear much about basketball courts, so. But yeah, so no post-tensioning, but we do control everything with construction joints and saw cut joints. And then anywhere where there's like a vertical piece up against the slab, we'll do expansion joints. But unfortunately in skate parks, you can't really have expansion joints in the skatable surfaces. It's like deters, wheels pretty badly. But we definitely minimize cracking through, like I said, saw cut joints, or also known as control joints and construction joints.
so what's the lifespan?
I mean, we're still, I'd say 30, 40 plus years.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of that comes with preventative maintenance. So like we'll provide an O&M packet that gives suggestions on how often you should reseal the concrete, how often you should repaint the steel edging and things like that. But we're definitely getting to a point now that for how long we've been doing this, where we can see a big difference in facilities that where municipalities are doing the preventative maintenance, even if it's less than we recommend versus just not doing anything. Big difference in the longevity.
Can you go to the slide that showed the green space?
The green space?
The gatherings.
No, green space. Around the four-wheel park, not towards the gathering spot, but,
Oh, right.
I mean,
In the back.
That showed the basketball court as well?
probably did.
This area? Between the ball court and the skate park?
Yeah, so we're talking more grass, more lawn, okay?
Well, so that's a raised area, so the idea is the raised areas around the perimeter would get earth berms around it, so we wouldn't have like vertical walls. It just looks a lot better aesthetically, like it's kind of blended into the surrounding space versus these harsh vertical concrete walls.
And they're great places for some trees too.
Yep.
To provide some shade there.
Definitely.
Not too many trees, they just provide leaves and dirt.
Yeah,
don't feel
you
the
distance
bullet.
them from the court and the skate park.
Can I ask, is there a difference between A1 and 2 in the amount of participants?
Not really, no. I mean, there's, I'd say both of these concepts really would accommodate the same amount of users.
Which is about how many?
I mean, really, it's always hard to define that
Right.
because, like, wheeled users are really good at taking turns. So, like, even if there's only, let's say 4 people actively riding, there can easily be, 30 plus people within the skate park waiting to take their run.
Okay.
Wow.
If you guys get an opportunity to go to the Sandwich Skate Park, which is at the
Yeah.
Oak Ridge Community Center there, and go there on a Saturday or a Wednesday after school or whatever, and see how they use it, see how the berms come up on the sides, see how it's used, you might have a better, and it's close, so you might have a better understanding of
Get the van.
what,
We're gonna go on a field trip.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. Because I'm looking at this and I'm wondering, like, how much scooter riders are gonna be able to use either of these parks. Maybe the first one a little bit better, but the second one probably not that much.
Why do you think that they
Why?
won't be able to use it as much?
Because there's really no place to do all of the, like, the fly-out tricks, the overhead aerial stuff, the backflips and that kind of thing. There's no place to land if you're coming up off the ledge on a backflip. You're gonna be into, in this one, you're gonna be into like that red bar that's in the back there, so that's not generally good. Or on the other side, you're gonna be off into the grass, which would also not be generally good.
I think a lot of it with wheels is that you'll find the transition. So if this was designed more with a skateboard in mind, the scooter kids will also be able to track that and find those transitions between these spaces. I see a lot of opportunity in the middle.
You got a good fly out coming up this way,
Yeah,
this
really
whole
strong.
long deck run. You got this one, yeah, that ledge is here, but you could probably hit this from either angles on a scooter and fly out along this deck surface.
And then even across the heart in the
From
middle.
down
so you
this
can-
thing to over, sorry, whenever I like try to concentrate and make my hands steady, it just
Yeah.
goes the other direction. But yeah, that's definitely something to consider.
For sure it is.
And then again, we did a little shade structure here in this gathering area on this version with the butterfly roof.
That's nice.
And we
I think
got
that's a good idea.
picnic table underneath so you can,
One or two.
eat your lunch with some relief if needed, and another table in the corner, and then again, just these backless benches surrounding the slab where you can sit and face either way.
And then you could take, I mean, that's, one of the brightest cut, our concept too.
Oh, yeah.
On the basketball court,
here.
Right.
either
I'm gonna-
one of
I'm
your
gonna give him
skate
an
parks
overview.
could plug in
Exactly.
with either one of them.
Yep, and same goes for the gathering area. I mean, we just did a really basic rectangular shape, which that can also be modified.
Did you say you needed to get access though to the back?
There needs to be maintenance access. I think it's not 100% clear, or maybe I need to check with Katie if it has to be paved all the way back there, or if they can kind of go, if there's benches or amenities on the slab, can they go
So
around
what's your gut
Yeah.
feeling?
the gathering area?
I think the point that I was trying to make with that is like getting an ambulance up there should there be an issue.
So
Okay.
that path, that path that curves out there probably just needs to be a little bit wider and
Yeah.
clear of benches and things.
Right.
I think that's what they were asking for. They asked for it while we were on site,
Oh, okay.
looking at the basketball court.
Are you planning on trying?
Do you gotta get the whole ambulance back there, or just the stretcher?
Well, I don't know, like the fire department do like to be able to get to the furthest areas of the rec areas.
And yeah, I think one of the guys said that just to get back there for maintenance and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And probably do it heavy duty concrete, like a vehicular
Yeah.
concrete.
So yeah, just the heights, similar heights, like I said, this is based on the feedback and not really a lot of calls for deep transitional features or enclosed bowls. But still trying to incorporate that type of terrain into the overall layout. Here you can kind of see, again, these fly out options that I was talking about in the other slide. And yeah, maybe this all becomes one height, so there's another option there along that deck.
In terms of, so you've got the measurements there in terms of heights, what's the square footage of the actual park?
8,000 square feet. So, and then it's split, the phase version is basically split into four quarters. And again, just, like I said, there's a lot of the same features as concept number one, just configured differently, and again, it's just based on the feedback that we received from the first meeting. And then there's similar phase, and like I said, we kind of did both of these concepts so that one could be swapped in and out with the other if desired.
Is there any place we could think about like a box jump or something like that?
Yeah.
Make the final decision.
No, you do it, tell me.
And it's hard to,
kidding.
for everybody, for all the sports.
Yeah, it is, it totally is. And I can actually, if you guys want to get a better visual, I have the model ready to go. It's just, I can't put that into PowerPoint, but I can open that up.
Yeah.
Get into that. So that's what I'll do, I'll open the model up.
Okay, that's what we are.
There's a number of different conversations going on, and I can't hear them all.
Okay.
So, you should do the talking first, but
Yeah.
then you guys, I hear your conversation, and it's important too.
I'm getting to the
But-
questions portion of this.
Yeah, well, they're talking about how do we go forward with one of the designs, like
Right.
town meeting, or
Yeah.
how do we do. But I think we have to hear from Matt first about.
Yeah, let me just,
Yes, and then that's important.
He's gonna get there. See you
yeah, I'll
later.
get there. Almost. So just so everybody knows what the next steps are moving forward, we're gonna basically work with the community to select the concept, then we're gonna refine that concept, the preferred concept, and then present it. This will probably be presented on the city's website. This is my last trip out for this portion of the project, unfortunately. And then we'll get into construction documents, and then bidding, and then skate park construction. And the idea is that this project will follow the same timeline, or a similar timeline to the basketball court project. So that would have construction in spring/summer of next year.
Oh, good.
Wow.
Very good.
The same time. Big party.
There it is.
Do you have the concept side by side on?
I can actually, when I open the model, I have them both in the same file.
I'd be interested to hear the skaters and the scooters and which they like better, and if there's a way to,
Yeah.
just to make sure you have it for everything. And I don't know about the BMXers, if that's even more different.
I mean, I feel like, we've done so many projects where they're even like more BMX heavy, and they're always just like, just design us a good skateboard. And, and I think this guy had a really good comment about, I think no matter what the wheel use, like, they will find a way, they will figure out how it works and how that they can apply that wheel use to that particular
I think like generally when you like think about a skate park, that's part of the excitement about going to a new one, is that all the designs these guys are putting together are drastically different depending upon the location that they're in, or like the use cases. But anybody can go there with like a new mindset and create something new there, which is like super exciting. And it keeps it fresh, it keeps everybody kind of like engaged in a really fun way. And then somebody pushes it to a thing that somebody think they couldn't do, and then everybody does it, regardless of the tool, whether it's a scooter or a bike or a skateboard. Somebody will figure it out, definitely. And then it keeps pushing people, and it's like it's really fun to watch. It can be a really beautiful thing.
Still not gonna try it. They break easily now.
What other questions? You don't have 5 questions for me?
Where is your office, you personally?
My personal, our company office is in Seattle, but I live in a small town up in the mountains, and that's where.
Mountains of Seattle or New England?
No, of Seattle.
So you came from Seattle?
Yep, yeah. We do this all over the country.
So I was there last week in Seattle, and I was just mentioning to him, I said, oh, and I knew I was going to be coming to this, so I like videoed it, took some pictures and stuff.
Nice.
And I'm chatting, oh, you should check it out. He's like, yeah, you were very kind. And he said, I designed that. So really, he does really cool stuff. I've seen it firsthand now, and I like the way I was saying it blended into the area. It wasn't like, oh, there's a skate park. You know what I mean? This large concrete thing. It was the way it was. He was saying mounding on the sides and things like that. Really made it pleasing to someone to just walking by. People of all ages were using it. Little kids were running up and down the bowl. Other kids, then they were skateboarders, doing intense stuff. So it was really.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Reimbursement from Katie.
Also, are you designing one in Bellingham, Washington as well?
Yeah, we just
I
started.
just saw that in your, I missed last meeting, but I saw your PowerPoint. We literally just moved here from Bellingham, or like 3 weeks
really?
ago,
Wow.
or
Oh,
so.
okay.
So we were really
Wow.
stoked, and they have a really good scene out there, and there's a lot
Yeah.
of different great parks. So
Yeah.
I was really excited to see that. I was like, oh,
Bellingham's
that's
been
our
trying
park.
to get a decent park for like
Big time.
a couple decades.
Yeah.
And I would
So
say, like, you know, we know a lot of the skaters there that are in that community, and they are beyond stoked
Yeah.
that you guys are doing that under the bridge piece, and like, it's a huge deal there. And I imagine it would have a similar impact here. Obviously, it's a smaller community, but it always makes a positive push, and
Yeah.
it's cool to see you on both coasts making these things happen.
Yeah.
It's not easy to do, and there's not a lot of people doing it. I don't know. I really appreciate it, and I think it's like it takes a lot of work, and it really like creates a. It can be a heartbeat for the kids of some communities that they're missing or they don't have it. Or there's other places to skate, always skate wherever you want. But bringing that together in one place for everybody is just highly valuable, and it's cool to see you operating all over the country. It's really neat.
Yeah, I mean, Massachusetts is really coming up as far as skate parks go.
That's awesome.
We're designing Williamstown. We just finished designing Fall River that just went out to bid, so construction's gonna start out there real soon. But yeah, and not just our company, our competitors as well. There's a lot going on out here.
Cool.
Pretty
Thank
exciting.
Amazing.
So maybe, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I just didn't know if you knew the name of the street that the park you made in Norwell is. Because I go up there a lot. So I was gonna check.
In where?
Marshfield?
You didn't talk
Oh,
about-
Marshfield.
Marshfield. You said Norwell.
No, you
No, I said Norwell. Yeah, one of our offices is
Probably
Norwell.
not going to Marshfield.
Okay. Fair enough.
So I think this is exciting, and my question is, around funding, like, I would like to see it in one phase, the whole thing. I know, so is there potential, and this might, to, like, is it, from your perspective, is it just better to do it all in one phase than in 2 phases, so that the concrete matches up, and like, I've lived long, many years, phase 2 never comes, right?
Yeah.
I've been waiting for a garage on my house forever. It never shows up. So, you know, like.
I mean, my philosophy is that skate parks are like chainsaws. You get the biggest one you can afford.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, budgets are limited everywhere, not just here. So you kind of got to work what you got. And I know that, like, you know, phasing is kind of a scary word to many communities. But we've been seeing a ton of our parks, both phases get built within a couple of years of each other. I mean, really, it's like people see how much these new facilities are getting used. And then, you know, there's a ton of grant opportunities and stuff like that. So
Go back to the well.
We've been seeing successful phase projects pretty frequently lately.
So is the, like, phase 1 large enough for, like, these guys are gonna come use it? Yeah. In the back road, we're not gonna say, oh,
we'll be
this is
there
too
either
small.
way. We're not that good. We're just out there having a good time, still
I mean,
learning,
the
but.
footprint doesn't necessarily make the
Okay.
terrain less, you know, attractive, if that makes sense.
But you have the money stuff, right, Katie?
I have the what?
The money figures?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be producing a cost estimate for both phases and the gathering area.
And I would suspect that if you could do it all at once, it might be a little less expensive than.
Yeah, there's, I mean, you know, you're not necessarily, I mean, you'd say, like, you know, 2 mobilizations, and sometimes when you're there doing work on a project, it gets a little bit more efficient to do it all together instead of 2 fully separate pieces. But
And then you weigh also concrete today is cheaper than concrete tomorrow.
Right.
And you also like have to weigh that, you know, that, let's see what the buy-in is from the kids in the community. And when I know they're gonna be there, and when I can take pictures of them and program on this skate park and show the select board, the capital outlay committee, the CPC, and our bosses how well it's used, that second phase, that second ask is gonna be so much easier. So, you know, and we're already ahead of the game, but with the design already being done, like, so it will be more seamless. So, like, Matt's already anticipating that, so I think it's a good get to do the first phase.
You're
I
saying,
think, I know, oh,
it's just, you're basically saying it's better to just get it going first and then do the not wait for the next CPC round and get the whole.
Right, I think we should spend what we have and get the buy-in, and then we have all the documentation and we're ready to go. All we would need is the stamp of approval for more funds.
Yeah.
We'll have the cost estimates and everything. That work's all done.
And then I think, the question came up about selecting a concept. I think I really appreciate everybody coming out tonight. I was hoping to see more potential users here this evening. So I think strategizing with Katie as a next step on how we can potentially kind of get both options out to the community and try to get, maybe I think something that seems logical is we do some sort of, online, do like a survey or basically take it to a vote and sort of an open-ended question of like which concepts you like better, why.
Yeah. So we'll follow the same process that we've been kind of going through with all of our projects. Tomorrow we'll work on generating a public comment window that'll probably be open for a week or 2 weeks. So you guys can kind of digest what you saw here. This my last accent. You can digest what you see here tonight, think about it, and then tomorrow we say, you know what, I wish I said this. You'll have that opportunity to go to the project page on the Town of Bourne website and enter your data and your information. We'll share that with Matt, and that's how we got here. So we'll be able to fine tune the concept even further to what you guys need.
So we need to rally more students.
Yes. Yeah. Share those links.
Yeah.
Even if they do it from school, their phone.
We've been sharing.
Yeah, that's all right. Good, thank you.
It's always tough, it's, my biggest fear is like, is like not enough users showing up gonna make people think that like the community doesn't need this, and like that's not the case at all. Like, and especially like, I'm not tooting our own horns, but like when we do community meetings in the Seattle area where we've done like 8 skate park projects, nobody even comes. They're like, oh, Grindline's got it. Sun, yeah, let's go skate. What do we do? And school sports and all that stuff, so it's just kind of the way it goes. Cool.
I do have one question.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm here as a user, and I'm not good. I just like to have fun and mostly cruise, and I'm still learning too. So it's kind of it's a lot to look at. It's scary sometimes to even go to a skate park. So, but my question is regarding the construction and everything. Is there a place for? Because I think around skate parks, it's the community and it's that aspect that it's really cool to have. And is there a place to like have the community come and also help in building and maybe help with funding, all of that?
I think helping with funding and fundraising, I mean, that's another thing is like, getting organized, forming a committee, that sort of thing. It's like, that's how these projects sometimes get done, speaking from experience. But as far as helping with the build, I mean, we'll work with communities on like in-kind labor and stuff like that, but it gets a little tricky with as far as anybody under 18 years of age, prevailing wage laws, all that sort of thing. It's really difficult.
Insurance.
Yeah.
But maybe like once it's done, help with community events of showing up how to do it, practice.
Oh, there could be like a little broom closet kind of thing or something, or like skate tools you're talking
Skate tools.
about. Yeah, that's
Oh,
we've seen some of that.
Good call. Like at the snowboard, like at
Yeah, yeah,
skiing, at the
totally.
ski mountains, they have like tools on a chain or whatever. They still get stolen every time.
Again, I don't know if you're gonna be here, but if you go down to sandwiches, but
I know. I actually think I might hit sandwich tomorrow. I ended up going to our site in Middleborough on my way down from Boston today, and then just kind of ran out of time.
Yeah.
But I got some time tomorrow, so I was thinking, I've heard good things about it.
And
What happens with
lights?
snow?
Are there any lights planned for the skate park or just
Yes.
the basketball?
Yeah,
That's a
there
good
is a plan
question.
for lights. We're gonna be working with CHA on that. So yeah, the plan is for this thing to be lit this morning.
So that would be good, so you can use it, I mean, now, here, you can only use it until, over the next 6 weeks or so, you'll only be able to use it until about 4 o'clock.
Yeah, totally, yeah, oh yeah.
The kids aren't home from school yet.
Right, yeah, exactly.
She has a question.
Okay.
What happens when it snows and ice and everything? Like, you don't want to put salt on it, you don't.
No, you don't want to salt it, you don't want to torch it.
You just let it.
Yeah, and
melt
you know, like, I live in a community where it snows a ton in the winter, and you'll see that kind of the older users and stuff will be like, help kind of educate the younger ones on like how they should be removing snow and how they shouldn't be removing snow, because that is a really good point. And it can also be expressed with some signage, you know, at the park, but like,
Okay.
you know, no weed burners, no salt, ice melt salt, that sort of thing.
I have another question regarding the concept and kind of like making both. I don't know if this is even a thing, but I like to skate in basketball courts. I don't know if that's a bad thing, but because you mentioned the way that it ruins wheels and all of that, but maybe connecting, if there isn't a fence, connecting both so that there's more space for people.
That was kind of, you know, as a skateboarder, selfishly, part of my thought was like the gathering area was like, well, people aren't gathering there, you can skate through that and kind of around that area as well, so. Because, yeah, I mean, I think that's great, that's a great observation, you know, especially.
We discourage skateboarding
Yeah,
on
basketball court, not so much.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Surface.
Well, that's actually
It's
really
a surface and, mark it up. But it depends what you do on it, if you're just
cruising.
Generally, the signage says no skateboarding on the courts, but if you're, you know what I mean, because you can get gouges in the surface.
That's a good point though, and just like,
Grinding or
you know, maybe if there is a way to work in, I don't know, just like a flat space. Like I
Like a flat area.
like to roller skate on quads, and so sometimes like dance skating and stuff, or if there are gonna be like, I don't know, I love the idea of a stage and having a community event and just kind of having a place where, because there are kids that can kind of learn and just kind of have a place to go around too, so, I don't know.
Pretty area between the gathering area.
Yeah,
And that's why
yeah,
we have the skate
Yeah,
park.
like maybe
Seems like
widening
one of
that a
those
little bit or
green-
Yeah, I
something.
think it just all comes down to budget.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally.
Always, unfortunately.
And, the concrete for the skate park is like different. I was gonna mention that, maybe it's less than the concrete. It's different than concrete
Yeah.
for a sidewalk or something. It's-
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
you use a
super
higher
smooth.
density,
Yeah.
smoother, yeah.
Yeah, it's all smooth trowel finish, so yeah, it doesn't have that smooth texture like a sidewalk.
High density concrete.
You need Eric.
Yeah, it makes it
You gotta be able to slide on your
It's not
face.
the same as your city
You don't want to
sidewalk.
slide on your face when you hit that
Yeah.
If it was, if they used the same concrete as the city sidewalk, it would like last.
Oh, no,
as
it's
long.
In case anybody needs it, here's my email information in case you guys have any follow-up thoughts, and I'll definitely take notes on the comments we heard here, but if you got anything else to add, you're welcome to send me an email.
Well, I have cards too, if anybody wants my.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Both of
Yeah.
your presentations were
It's exciting.
We'll stick around.
fantastic.
Yeah.